This is House Cat MMA, and Ilia Topuria is back, and I'm so excited I could shit. But the only question is, who does he fight? Brendan Schaub, a little less than a week ago, was saying that Justin Gaethje should fight Conor McGregor, basically saying that Justin Gaethje's owed a red panty night. And I agree with that. And that's a safer fight for Justin Gaethje, and if I'm Justin Gaethje, I take it. But I think at some point last week, I was saying that you got to give Justin Gaethje to Ilia Topuria whenever Topuria is back. And but for whatever reason, I forgot about a young man named Arman Sarukian. And if the UFC skips over Arman Sarukian and gives Justin Gaethje the title shot, I'm liable to have an episode. Like, this is the only situation that I can recall in UFC history where the interim champ is less deserving of a title shot than a other contender. But that's what's going on. Like, Arman Sarukian, I never seen a man deserve a title shot more in my life. And I kind of get annoyed by the whole who deserves what, who deserves the other thing. Because, this thing we're doing called life, the shit ain't fair. So enough of this, deserves that, deserves the other thing. But on the other side of the coin, I want to see Arman Sarukian versus Ilia Topuria, because I want to see, is Ilia Topuria good enough to sleep Arman Sarukian? We know he's good enough to sleep Justin Gaethje. That's just, it might be a little cruel, but that's just a fact of life right now. But the other question I want answered is, can Arman Sarukian take Ilia Topuria down? Like, that might be the most interesting fight in UFC lightweight history, and I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to take that to the bank. That's the most exciting matchup in the UFC lightweight history. So what I say you do is, yes, Brandon Schaub is correct. You give Justin Gaethje to Conor McGregor, because I'm itching to see Conor McGregor back in the octagon. I'm very much itching to see that. Do I think it'll happen? You know what? If you asked me 2.5 months ago, I'd say no. But I think we're going to see Conor McGregor in the octagon one more time, and that's it. And I think, yes, should be against Justin Gaethje. And I'm going to be rooting for Conor McGregor so hard in that fight. And I like Justin Gaethje fine. I'm like, so here's fan, where you consider yourself a fan of a fighter. I'm like, right, like, I like him, but am I a fan? Because there's a difference between liking somebody and being a fan. But God, Conor McGregor versus Justin Gaethje. I mean, God damn it, that's the real money fight. That's the biggest money fight since Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor. Of course, Khabib versus Conor is the biggest money fight of all time. And Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor may or may not be number 2. I think it'd be tied. But Conor's stock's gone down a little bit. Conor's stock has gone down a little bit. I don't agree with it going down, but it's gone down. So we have that happen. White House. Because I know Dana White's got some tricks up his fucking sleeve for the White House card. And I'd say on this, no, maybe not on the same card, but you have Ilia Topuria versus Arman Sarukian at some point in the late spring or early summer, preferably spring. Or do you do that for International Fight Week? No, that's too much. That's too long for anybody to be waiting. Because Ilia Topuria's been fighting in the courts. I don't think he's hurt himself in the courtroom. Did they even go to a courtroom? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what happened between Ilia Topuria and his old lady. I shouldn't have even fucking covered that as extensively as I did. Not that I covered it too extensively, but I shouldn't have covered that. Nah, yeah, I should have. It should have. Those videos got okay views. But because I don't even know what fucking happened. Like, was it civil court? Was it probate court? Probably civil. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's a fucking done deal. And it happens to the best of us. Sometimes in life, we find ourselves in a situation where we got to quit whatever it is we're doing to fight some legal battles. I've never had to do it, but Ilia Topuria has. So, and as far as Patty Pimblett, you got to do Pimblett versus Hooker. That's what you got to do. And as far as Michael Chandler goes, what do you even do with Michael Chandler? Is he like 2-4, 2-5 in the UFC now? Like he is hands down the best fighter to have a losing record in the UFC, and that's not a great losing record. I mean, like a losing record's never gonna be good, but 2-4 or 2-5 in the U. I think 2-4. I don't remember. That's not good. I mean, what was it? Josh Berkman went like 6-13 in the UFC. And like Chase Sherman went like 4-11. So there's definitely a lot worse records in the UFC. But yeah, Chandler's the most talented guy to have a 2-4 or 2-5 record in the UFC. But you got to look at his average opponents. You got Justin Gaethje, you got Charles Oliveira 2 times, you got Patty Pimblett, and you got. Was there another guy that beat him? I forget. What am I missing? Charles Oliveira twice, Patty Pimblett, Dustin Poirier, and whoever else he lost to. Yeah, 2-5 in the UFC. That's crazy. Best guy to ever go 2-5. I'm really saying that a lot. But this is House Cat MMA. You got to go Conor versus Gaethje in the White House. Because I don't know if Gaethje really gives too much of a fuck about the title. I think he kind of does, but I think he also understands that he might not win it. And then you got to go Ilia Topuria versus Arman Tsarukyan. That'll happen. I'm liable to have a goddamn episode.